Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the March meeting of the Montgomery County Legislature. It's 6 o'clock, and Clerk, can we have a call of our roll, please?
Chairman Peck.
Present.
Legislator Patel.
Here.
Legislator Kelly.
Present.
Legislator Sweet.
Here.
Legislator Diamond.
Present.
Legislator Hedwell Jr.
Present.
Legislator Wilson.
Present.
Legislator Duchessi.
Present.
All right, can we please stand and salute the flag? Councilor Manning, upon your return here, can you please lead us this evening?
I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing as we recognize those who have passed on. Mr. John Joseph Solicito, 79, of Amsterdam, served in the U.S. Navy from 1961 to 66, during which time he completed courses at the Naval Air Technical Training Center in Memphis and served in the U.S. and Italy before being honorably discharged as a petty officer, second class. He's also the husband of former Commissioner of Jurors Victoria Solicito. And Mr. John R. Vesp, 79, of Nelliston, New York. He was a town of Minden supervisor, served as a trustee for the village of Fort Plain, currently held the position of mayor of Fort Plain, was honored to serve the village and had many great visions for the village. He was also a supervisor for Montgomery County from the town of Minden from 1998 to 2001. A moment of silence, please. Thank you. All right, is there anyone in our audience who would like to make public comment? Hearing none, we'll move on to communications. Clerk?
I gave you all a letter that came from the Mental Health Department. The Montgomery County Suicide Prevention Task Force is hosting their first annual Laps for Life event. The details are in the letter. They're looking for people who would be interested in being part of the walk-a-thon and or sponsoring someone who is. I also need to know if any one of you are interested in doing the commencement service at FMCC. If anyone is interested, please let me know.
He says May 18th, correct, for those who weren't here last week?
May 18th.
Okay. All right, is that it?
Yes.
All right, I'd like to accept a motion from the floor for the approval of the minutes. Legislator Diamond, do I have a second? Legislator Patel, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions?
Yes.
All right, and a motion from the floor, please, for the acceptance of the budgetary transfers.
So moved.
Legislator Kelly, do I have a second? Legislator Wilson, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions?
Pass.
And a motion from the floor for the acceptance of the procurement record.
So moved.
Legislator Kelly, Legislator Diamond, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions?
Pass.
Is there any old business anyone would like to discuss? Hearing none, under new business, I'd like to put a motion on the floor to add resolutions number 67 and 68 to the agenda. I need a sponsor. Legislator Kelly, second. Legislator Diamond, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions?
Pass.
All right, we will certainly get into those more specifically when we approach them, but they were needed.
Just give me 1 second.
Sure. I know we've tried to eliminate add-ons. One of them is kind of a piggyback on an existing resolution. The other one is brand new, but timing is involved.
Okay.
All right, on to our resolutions. Resolution number 48, a resolution amending the 2022 operating budget, 2021 through 2022 Snowmobile Trails Grant and Aid Program from the Economic Development and Planning Department. Sponsors were legislators Sweet and Diamond. Discussion. Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions?
Pass.
Resolution number 49, a resolution authorizing county executive to sign amended agreement with Lyro Engineers Incorporated for engineering services at the Exit 29 redevelopment project from the Office of the Economic Development and Planning. Sponsors were legislators Peck and Wilson. Discussion. Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Resolution number 50, resolution authorizing county executive to sign contract with Hometown Health Centers Sexually Transmissible Disease Services from the Office of Public Health. Sponsors were legislators Diamond and Sweet. Discussion. Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions?
Pass.
Resolution number 51, a resolution accepting childhood lead poisoning prevention program plus grant funding and amending the 2022 operating budget from the Office of Public Health. Sponsors were legislators Pertel and Wilson. Discussion. Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions?
Pass.
Resolution number 52, a resolution authorizing the county executive to enter into an agreement, grass and brush control on county roads for 2022 through 2023 from the Office of Public Works. Sponsors were legislators Pep and Diamond. Discussion. Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions?
Pass.
Resolution number 53, a resolution to award bids and authorize the county executive to execute contracts 2022 road maintenance program from the Office of Public Works. Sponsors were legislators Pep and Diamond. Discussion. Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions?
Pass.
Resolution number 54, resolution amending the 2022 operating budget and establishing one full-time seasonal temporary structural maintenance helper position for the Office of Public Works. Sponsors are legislators Diamond and Pep. Discussion. Hearing. That's on 56.
54.
Oh, it's a typo, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. All right, I'd like to propose an amendment to this resolution. We'd like to amend the resolution to replace the word establish and or establishing throughout the resolution with the words fund or funding. Do I have a sponsor? Legislator Pertel, second Legislator Diamond. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions?
Pass.
Okay, and now the resolution as amended. Do I still need a sponsor, right? No, good, okay. All in favor?
Chair,
Aye.
oh, nope.
Yes,
Is it just verbiage? Is that-
yes.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, I forgot to ask a discussion there. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions?
Pass.
Resolution number 55, a resolution appointing members Montgomery County Arson Advisory Board from the Office of Emergency Management. Sponsors were legislators Sweet and Pertel. Discussion. Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions?
Pass.
Resolution number 56, resolution amending the 2022 operating budget, establishing full-time position, public defender. Sponsors are legislators Pep and Wilson. Discussion. Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions?
Pass.
Resolution number 57, a resolution authorizing county executive to sign New York State Indigent Legal Services Contract, Distribution 12, from the Office of a Public Defender. Sponsors were legislators Wilson and Diamond. Discussion. Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions?
Pass.
Resolution number 58, a resolution amending the 2022 operating budget, accepting additional Stop DWI High Visibility Engagement Campaign crackdown funds from the Stop DWI Department. Sponsors were legislators Pertel and Pep. Discussion. Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions?
Pass.
Resolution number 59, a resolution authorizing the county executive to execute an agreement with JMZ Architects and Planners to prepare a campus critical maintenance cost study. Sponsors were legislators Pep and Diamond. Discussion. Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions?
Pass.
Resolution number 60, a resolution proclaiming April 2022 as Organ and Tissue Donation Awareness Month in Montgomery County from the Office of the County Legislature. Sponsors were legislators Wilson and Pertel. Discussion. Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions?
Pass.
Resolution number 61, a resolution adopting introductory local law A, Local Law 1 of 2022, a local law establishing additional compensation for various county officials from the Office of the County Legislature. Sponsors were legislators Pep and Diamond. Discussion. Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions?
Pass.
Resolution number 62, a resolution approving one-year contract extension between the Educational Support Personnel, ESP, and Fulton Montgomery Community College. Sponsors were legislators Sweet and Pertel. Discussion. Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions?
Pass.
Resolution number 63, a resolution authorizing the county executive to execute an agreement with JMZ Architects and Planners to update existing design plans and bid specifications for the FMCC Science Labs and Classrooms Phase 3 project. Sponsors were legislators Diamond and Pep. I have a proposed amendment to this resolution. We'd like to add a further resolve clause that reads, further resolve, this resolution is contingent upon the passing of a funding resolution, which will follow as one of our add-ons, hence the piggyback. Do I have a sponsor?
Sponsor.
Legislators Sweet and Diamond. Discussion on the amendment. Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions?
Pass.
And now another vote on the resolution as amended. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions?
Pass.
Resolution number 64, a resolution granting $250,000 of American Rescue Plan funds to the Montgomery County SPCA for HVAC improvements from the county legislature. Sponsors were legislators Pep and Pertel. And we have a proposed amendment to this resolution. And we'd like to add the following. Be it further resolved that the Montgomery County Treasurer is hereby authorized and directed to amend the 2022 operating budget as follows. Increase A-6-3-4089-00 federal aid other, $250,000. Increase appropriations A-01-4-1011-00-4438 miscellaneous supporting services in the same amount of $250,000. Do we have a sponsor? Legislator Pertel, Legislator Headwell. Discussion on the amendment. Hearing none, all in favor of the amendment?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions?
Pass.
And now a revote on the resolution as amended. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions?
Pass.
Resolution number 65, a resolution amending Resolution 46 of 2022 and amending the 2022 operating budget from the Office of County Executive. Sponsors were legislators Diamond and Wilson. Discussion. Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions?
Pass.
Resolution number 66, a resolution approving the abstract of audited claims from the county legislature. Resolution was sponsored by legislators Diamond and Wilson. Discussion. Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions?
Pass.
All right, on to our add-on resolutions, number 67 and 68. First, resolution number 67. This is completely new to us since last week's committee meetings. It's a timing issue, hence its appearance before us as an add-on here in between the committee and full board meetings. It's a resolution authorizing extending cyber insurance coverage from the Office of County Legislature. I need a sponsor. Legislator Pertel, Legislator Wilson. Discussion. Matt, anything?
Yeah, so this extends our coverage from the previous year into this year. So if there's anything that may have happened, we're covered as we talked about. We don't have coverage this year because we lack the multi-factor authentication, which is, putting signs in your bank, they send you a message. We are diligently working on that. You'll have a contract before you for next month to get that up and running at the county so then we can, for the next year, get cyber coverage. I think everything going on in the world, we would all agree that we need that. We are still without it this year, but this will grant us coverage for anything that may have happened in the previous year or something that comes up. It was the recommendation of our broker.
And we've budgeted for it.
Correct.
So the multi-function authorization, what is that really going to apply to? I mean,
You cannot get a cyber policy without it.
No, I understand. So internally, what does that mean?
Every single county employee.
So when they sign on to their computer or,
Correct.
so
When
email?
they're accessing the network. It's going to be, we've already talked about it in our department head meetings, preparing the department heads, because it is going to be, there's going to be not a lot of happy campers, but it's something we need to do. Yeah. So, but we're preparing for it, we're doing it, but it's going to be a change for everyone.
Thank you.
Any further discussion on this resolution? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions?
Pass.
And our final resolution as an add-on, resolution number 68, resolution granting $250,000 of American Rescue Plan funds to Full Montgomery Community College for the FMCC Science Labs and Classrooms Phase 3 project. I need a sponsor. Legislator Kelly, Legislator Pertel. Discussion. Legislator Kelly.
Is this additional work that's going to be happening, or are we using some of the rescue plan to fund what we've already committed to?
We are using the rescue plan, and it's what we've already committed to. And the reason we needed this resolution is the other one did not specify where the money was coming from.
Well, I was
Yeah.
just wondering if it was a new project and we
I
had
see.
to
Yeah.
wait for Fulton County.
It's a project that's been on hold because of COVID.
Yeah.
But Fulton County has approved.
Yes, they
funding.
have. Yeah, Greg mentioned that last week.
Matching.
Yes, yes.
So we're not going to bond 250,000, we're just going to use.
Yeah. All right, any further discussion on this resolution? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions?
Pass.
All right, is there any other business that anyone would like to bring before the legislature this evening?
Sure.
Legislator Sweet.
As I've been going around, as most of us, or all of us have been, garnering signatures, a couple of reoccurring topics have been presented to me. And actually, both of these we discussed in a meeting with Matt a week and a half ago, or whatever. The first one is ambulance coverage mid-county. Response times seem to be lagging, and you might want to.
Sure, actually just got some great information out there. So we're holding a public forum with invited all the stakeholders on Thursday night. I just got back from Jeff, a detailed list. He has been noting for the last several months, and they're creating a list of any calls where we experienced a delay. And we've also been made aware that there has been 2 missed calls, and they were mid-county. But actually, I was very pleasantly surprised with what I saw. It was 1.5% of all calls, which was about 2,500 total calls, were flagged as potentials for delays. Most of them, the responses were within about 20 minutes. However, there were some others that extended well beyond that are of a big concern, because I think 1 missed call, 1 late call is too many. As we discussed in our meeting, we have been considering and pricing and investigating all options, from what Fulton County is doing with additional contracting, potentially operating our own shop, which is scary, but we had to at least look at it. And then the middle ground of maybe doing supply cars to handle situations in need. And mid-county has become the concern, because you have GABAC located out of Amsterdam, and you also have the St. Johnsville group, and it seems that mid-county area is where there's some issues. So we're starting with the stakeholder meeting on Thursday, but I can share, we just got it in the last day or 2, but I'll tell you, I was pleasantly surprised to have it be the 1.5% of total calls to be flagged as potential later responses, and then in looking at those times of each of those calls, there's definitely an issue there.
Right.
But it may not be as bad as we may fear.
Okay.
So getting that data was important, but
Yeah, the only concern that I had, and a couple of people that I talked to had, was that now that Fulton County has signed the contract with GABAC, is that going to draw them to Fulton County and further extend the late or slow calls here. So
Yes, and that's,
I think that's great that those calls were small, but will that change?
yeah, and that's one of the big questions that we want to talk about on Thursday night, because is there an overextension? And not only is GAVAC now have a $400,000 contract in place with Fulton County with incentives in it, as I understand, for response times. They also are designated as the primary responder in most towns and municipalities in the county. So that's a general concern that I'm hearing as well, and definitely one of the things that's tops on the list for Thursday night is, can you continue to make and meet the expectations of our residents as far as response times?
Sounds like you had something else too.
Yes, and the second thing was, everyone, with prices the way that they are, inflation the way that it is, gas prices, whatever, everyone is really tight in the budget, and especially since we have such a high concentration of elderly people that are on fixed incomes. I think, and Matt and I discussed this a little bit, as we go into our budget season, that we really do our due diligence to not only keep it flat, but maybe give them a break this year, go under. We've got exceedingly high sales tax, we have, the federal money, so this would be a great year, in my opinion, to be able to help the taxpayers out, especially those people who are on fixed incomes. I mean, if they could, they have a hard time filling up their gas tank.
Yeah.
So.
Agreed.
So as we get into the budget process, I think that's something that we should keep in mind to try to do the best we can do, for the taxpayers.
I think it's a great point, great idea. I would never want to see us cut off our, like the state might do, gas tax, but that's another way to give back, is at the end, you can collect it through the gas and perhaps,
Right.
help people that way.
I just think this is a good year because, sales tax is high.
Yeah.
We have the federal money coming in, and so we have that money, and inflation is high. It's kind of a perfect time to do it for them.
No, I would agree with you. I mean, I do think like the ARPA money, though, is kind of earmarked for other things. It's really not part of our ability to give a tax.
No, I'm not saying you have to use it for that, but you can use that money to do other things in the county to help offset the budget.
No, absolutely. I mean, I think it's an admirable goal for us to keep in mind when we go through budget season. If we can do it, I think it would be fantastic. And, I mean, I'm really anxious to see where our fund balance looks on that April month-end audit. I really want to get a good, just for all of our sakes, just so, because, we know it's big, we know it's out there, but we're kind of making some decisions, not this one that you're bringing up, but, it comes up a lot. Well, we got this money and, why can't we do this? Why can't we do that? I just want to get a good look at what we have before we start deciding what to take out of fund balance, if anything, But I think that would be a great idea if we can work toward it when we're doing our budget, Matt, keep that in mind with your original draft, because obviously, what you give to us is what begins to get pared down, and, keep that in mind. Legislator Patel.
Just another thing to add about that, as we talk about going into the budget, which is not really as far as we like it to be, is, I think it's time that we looked at a barometer, if you will, for keeping fund balance, whether it's a 10% of the budget as a safety point, or giving us more of an ability to do better budgeting by at least having that established.
Well, I know there are formulas that Sean has to, that you and I have looked at in the past, where, you get below a certain number and it becomes, you're in a danger zone on a New York State report. And nor would I want to make moves, it's just my opinion, that gets us barely above that level, so that we can, I'd still like a little cushion, on top of that. But I think we all would. But yes, I agree. I agree. It was something we got to look at. All right. Anything else? No. Hearing none, a motion to adjourn. Legislator Patel and Kelly. Meeting adjourned.
6:24.
6:24.